This training will focus on checking on the status of an application in the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare's Background Check Unit's Background Check System, or BCS. We will first discuss scenarios for when this will be necessary to know a status, and then we'll demo the BCS pages where an agency or provider can check the status of an application. Note: the terms agency and provider are being used interchangeably most of the time in this training. In the BCS, an agency or provider is the entity who provides an applicant with the provider number and then submits their application to the BCS. This could include a daycare or long-term care agency, foster care staff, and others. The BCS allows an agency to have an up-to-date view on what is happening with an applicant's background check. This can be helpful to know when an applicant is supposed to get fingerprinted, whether or not they have done so, and how much it will cost for a background check. The BCS provides a holistic view of all applications currently in process, an easy way to see clearance determinations, and the status of a background check challenge. We will now log into the BCS as an agency and check the status of an application or applicant. From the home screen, you can hover over the Applications drop-down, and there are 3 options for managing applications. 2 will be discussed in this training. Information about the 3rd tab, Not Yet Submitted, can be found in a different training, Processing Applications. We will also look at different ways to find information about applications or applicants using the search tools. The Determination and Process page shows all applications that have been submitted by an agency in the BCS. On this page, you can filter by certain applicant or applications. You can use these options to narrow down the list of applications you want to process. If you only have a few applications at any given time, you most likely won't need to filter anything and can simply scroll down on the page to see the list of open applications. If you do want to filter your options, you can fill in any of the fields. Note: if you are affiliated with multiple agencies, you will want to select the drop-down on the provider field and choose the agency that you want to process applications for at this time. In this example, the only application that I am affiliated with is Dominic the Donkey's Daycare, so that this is the only choice in the drop-down list. Applications on the results section of this page are ordered by application number. Some fields of note in this section are fingerprint deadline date, the date the applicant must get fingerprints taken before the application automatically closes, wait reason, the reason a determination is being held. Possible reasons include waiting on an applicant, waiting on prior state child abuse checks, reprints, criminal history research, or registry research. Application status is whether the determination has been completed and affiliated with your agency once you have selected the Hire button. Action: you can choose to withdraw or reschedule or change fingerprinting. If the application is currently being worked on by another staff member of your office, this will be noted in the Locked column. This prevents errors from happening if 2 staff members try to process the same application at the same time. There are 3 options you can select in the Results section. Last name. When you select the last name blue hyperlink, you will be brought to the applicant's profile page. On the Profile tab, you can view the applicant's profile. You can compare and verify the information you have for the applicant against the information supplied in the BCS. If there are errors, you have options to fix these by choosing Add Alias, Add Prior Address, or Edit. More information about processing an application can be found in a different training, Processing Applications. If you no longer want this applicant to be affiliated with you and want to close this application, click the Withdraw button. A confirmation box will appear if you select Withdraw that confirms you really want to withdraw this application. If you do, select the reason from the drop-down list and select Withdraw. Some possible reasons for withdrawing an applicant are the applicant left for another job or is no longer interested in the position. On this page, you will see the option that the applicant selected for fingerprinting in the drop-down field. The 4 options are Schedule, Mail-in, Walk-in, and None. More information about processing an application can be found in a different training, Processing Applications. The Determination Available page shows all the applications for this agency who have a clearance determination. On this page, you can filter by many different criteria. You can use the options to narrow down the list of applications you want to process. If you only have a few applications at any given time, you most likely won't need to filter anything and can simply scroll down on the page to see the list of open applications. If you do want to filter your results, you can fill in any of the fields. Applications on the Results section of this page are ordered by affiliation status. Some fields to note in this section are Determination. This section is color-coded for cleared and not cleared. Determination date is the date of determination. Wait reason is the reason a determination is being held. Possible reasons include waiting on an applicant, waiting on a prior state child abuse check, reprints, criminal history research, or registry research. Affiliation status shows whether or not the applicant is ready to hire or not eligible for hire. Notice the CSV file button at the bottom of the page. If you select this, a Microsoft Excel document will be downloaded to your computer that shows the information shown on the results view in a spreadsheet format. There are 3 actions that you can take in the results section. Last name. When you select the last name blue hyperlink, you will be brought to an applicant's profile page. On the Profile tab, you can view the applicant's profile. You can compare and verify the information you have for the applicant against the information supplied in the BCS. If there are errors, you have the option to fix these at the page by choosing Add Alias, Add Prior Address, or Edit. In the Affiliation Status column, you will see an option to hire an applicant. In the BCS, if you hire an applicant, this means that you are adding the applicant to your roster. When you select the Hire option, a pop-up will appear, and you can add details about this applicant. When you select Save, the application is removed from the Determination Available page and added to your roster. If the affiliation status says not eligible for hire, that means the applicant was not cleared. In the Action column, if everything has been completed and received, you can select Clearance Letter Agency to view a PDF of the clearance letter. You can also select Close Without Hiring. If you select this, the application will be removed from this view and will not be added to your roster. For this reason, if you want to track an application that is being challenged, it is best practiced to not select Close Without Hiring until the days remaining to the challenge becomes a negative number. There are various ways an agency can find information about an application or an applicant in the BCS. When you hover over the Search tab, you can use either a people search or an application search. You will need a Social Security number to complete a person search in the BCS. Once you enter an SSN, you will also need to enter either the last name or the date of birth. When you successfully enter this information, you will be brought to a person summary page. On this page, you will see the profile, applications, affiliation, documents, and history. On the application search page, you can search either by application or background check number. When you enter an application or background check number, you will be brought to the same person summary page that we just described.